Ladies and gentlemen, Speedster Girl, and last I left off, I started to paint her, and basically she's going to be the that color, kind of a bright green on the bike and a little dark green on her armor, and she does have, I want to say white hair, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. But anyway, I started to lay down the colors on her armor. Now, one thing I wanted to do was I really would like to have masked everything, which it can be done, but the way she's positioned, and again, I like to put things together then paint, makes it a little more difficult to do some painting like that, but it's just easier to clean up everything once everything is assembled. It could be done masked, it's just I just really can't. Especially the way she's sitting there. So anyway, I had to go in and brush paint, which I have to go in about 2 or 3 times. And I went with an olive green, which I think looks pretty darn slick on her. But you can see where especially on her helmet, where it's at, slowly, awfully thin. And I don't know if it's the paint or I thinned it. I do have a tendency to thin paints straight out of the bottle before I even began. Should have things shouldn't do that, but it's just a habit I got into because I do a lot of airbrushing. However, I will airbrush the green that goes on the engines and a few other little places, but for her armor I went ahead and brush paint it. So once I get her basic color on, I'm going to go in with some washes and get some of the details shown, and then basically take the green and the white and we'll do a little bit of dry brushing, trying to bridge that gap with cartoon, real life. She should have a little worn on her armor, not totally clean. That's just my logic of thinking. But anyway, we got her starting to get painted. I did get her skin tone, and again, any skin tone in the Caucasian realm here, I always start with whatever the darkest one is. Flat flesh or dark flesh. I mean, it just depends on your preference, and or you always want to go from dark to light. And so I got her skin tone on. Then we'll go in, put some washes, and do some highlights, and of course put her eyes in. And her hair is white, and one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to paint her hair a light gray, and that'll cover in all the you can see the shadows in her hair. That'll cover that, and then we'll just basically dry brush straight white on her hair, give the highlights, and give the appearance of white hair plus a little bit of shading. So there is that on Speedster Girl. It's been hot here, and usually when it's hot I do love to paint figures, especially when it's 100 degrees. It's just you and chair, air conditioning, and paint. But it's been rough trying to paint figures when it's hot, especially when you sit down and then you just pretty much stare at it. Again, I don't show how I paint. I know there's some channels out there that do show that. Painting wise, I use multiple different colors or brands, and well, for example, I'll just say this: the 3 major brands here: Amomig, AK, and Vallejo. I use all 3 depending on what color you need, what's available. If I had to choose my personal, if I could have the whole rack of paint, I would go with Amomig. For whatever reason, in my humble, honest opinion here, it just works. I don't know why. It just shoots good through the airbrush, brush, and everything. It just does. I just don't know. Can't explain it. But anyway, it's kind of hard to get here in Oklahoma. I mean, you can get it, but you can't get. It's not relatively available. I can buy paint online, but really, it's cost effective. It's not really. It actually makes the price go up. I have to get it on certain things. There's some colors you just can't get, and if you got coupons or they knock off, have a sale, you can pick up paint that way. Here you can get Vallejo anywhere. which I have more of. It's just easier to obtain. That and AK, to me they're about the same. AK is just a one little step up above Vallejo, and that is, I think it's a little bit smoother if you do brush paint it. But other than that, I think these are about equivalent to each other, and I do like both. So sometimes, Vallejo, there, I just throw it on the floor. Vallejo has certain colors, like AK will have certain colors that I think Vallejo don't have, But anyway, if I had to choose, Vallejo or AK about the same, really don't matter to me. But if I had to choose, Emerald Mig. But anyway, that's just my little my thoughts on paint. But anyway, that's what I got going on today. Speedster girl. Hopefully get a little more done on her. Got to spend 3 hours masking and 2 seconds painting. But anyway, I need to do a couple more coats on the green, so we'll try to get that accomplished, and then we'll go in and start doing detail painting. So that's what we got going on today. So stay tuned for the next exciting episode.